in left field for the Athletics. Dwayne Murphy in center. Jim Essien batting third at DH. Batting cleanup is Jeff Newman, the catcher. Mike Heath, the right fielder, in the fifth spot. Batting sixth is Dave Revering, the first baseman. Mickey Klutz at third base. And Mario Guerrero batting eighth at shortstop. And we just have to make a couple of corrections here in this lineup before we start the ball game. And Klutz after Revering. Essien is batting third. And Mike Heath is after Newman. So let's double check that we got everything in place before we start rolling. Now, this game plays very, very quickly. Now, that's not to mean that you rush through games, but I will be playing this one rather quickly just to show you how quickly it does play. Now, normally I would take more time and so on and so forth. But like I said, I will be showing you that this game has plenty of depth, plenty of detail, yet it plays very, very fast. All right, let's get started. We're throwing 2d6, a red and a white, and we're going to go off the batter card to start. It's a 43. That's a blank, and a 43 is going to be. Let's move these away from here, and that's going to be a fly ball center field. Under it is Murphy, one away. Kenny Landrieu up next. Here's the pitch from Brian Kingman, the right-hander. That's a 52. We're going to try for the KD, a 1-3, and we got it as a strikeout. So Landrieu swings and misses, 2 down. And that is a 51, another KD look up. And we almost got it, but no. It's going to be a 51. It's going to be a potential third base error, so we're throwing the D20. And it's a 5, and I believe that may be an error on the third baseman. Who's at third base today? And it's Mickey Klutz at third base. And Klutz at third base is a 7 error, so he boots it. It's an E5 with 2 outs. And let's get that in there. 1 on, 2 out, and here comes Glenn Adams. Glenn Adams hit 6 home runs and 262 at-bats. And here's the pitch. It's a 41. That's usually a walk number, and it will be base on balls. So that puts a runner in scoring position. The lefty Adams walks in. Here's Sofield. Pitch to Sofield from Kingman. Ooh, snake eyes, and that will be a ground ball to second base. 4-6, fielder's choice, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, 2 left, and we go to the bottom of the first. All right, Ricky Henderson. Now, this game is, you can pick up any PDF, about 100 seasons. Any season you want in the 60s, 70s, and 80s is available through Fall Classic Baseball. That's going to be a 35. That's a blank on Zahn. That's a base hit, little ground ball up the middle and through in the center field. So Henderson, always a threat, is on at first. Dwayne Murphy. Here's a pitch, and that is a 64. That's a blank. And it's going to be an out on the ground. And, an out on the ground, I believe. Not sure that this is a double play, though. Let's check the book real quick here. And out on the ground with a runner on first. This is a tricky one. This is one I haven't memorized yet. So every so often it slows down a little bit, but it's not very often that happens. And an out on the ground, okay, you use right-handed, he's a lefty, so it's going to be a code 4. A code 4 says ground out if white dies a 1, which it isn't, runner advances. Otherwise, it's a 4-6-3 double play, and that's 2 down. So they turn it. It is going to go from Wilfong to Smalley to the first baseman, Ron Jackson. Here's Jim Essien. And that's a 12. That's line and caught by the shortstop to retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, none left. And we go to the top of the second. Butch Weiniger, Hoskin Powell, and Rob Wilfong on a 22, and that's ball 4. Weiniger's on with a walk. Next is Hoskin Powell, 25, and that is against the right. It's a base hit single. Let's see what happens. And it's going to be runner holds. Oh, if one out, he's going to try to go to third. An assist, opportunity, center fielder. And Butch Weiniger is average. Not that it matters at this point. But the center fielder is actually A3. So a 1-2-3, he's out. And he is safe at third base. So a single, and Weiniger hustles to third base. The throw there, and the tag not in time. So first and third, and then the infield is playing halfway for double play. And here's Rob Wilfong with a 51. That's a KD check, which would be a 1-3, and we don't get it. So a 51 is going to say a potential error on the shortstop. And let's see what happens. A 12, no error on the shortstop. And that's going to be a 6-4 fielder's choice. That will be an RBI, run scores. And here's John Castino. Now, Castino's a 300 hitter. We got runner on first base here. And here's the pitch. That is a 52, another KD check. Wow, we've had a lot of those. Every so often that happens, you start rolling the same number again and again. That's going to be a third baseman, potential third baseman error. And that's a 9. That's going to be above Klutz. So Klutz is going to make the play, and that's going to be a 5-4-3 double play. They turn it, and that retires the side. No, 1 run, 1 hit, nobody left. And we go to the bottom of the second inning. All right, Jeff Newman is up. We should give those 52s. That's a 26 against a lefty, which Zahn is. That's a base hit. That's why Newman's there today. Singles, that's a split single. We had a split up here somewhere. This one was a split, I believe. So I'll write SP, and this is another split. So there are splits in this game. Mike Heath, runner on first, and that is a 23, which is going to be a line out to center field. Right there is the center fielder, Sofield, positioned accurately. Dave Revering, lefty first baseman. Oh, and that's a deep drive off the bat of Revering. This may be trouble. Right center field, and that ball is out of here. 2-run shot. And the A's have taken a 2-1 lead thanks to the bat of Dave Revering, who takes that Zahn fastball and drives it into right center field. And that's going to be a 4 and a 6. That's how I do the RBIs. He drives a number 4 and himself number 6. And here's Mickey Klutz. That's a 22, and that is a potential power shot. But let's do this one. And it's an 11, which is an out. Oh, kind of an out. It's a fly ball. Cannon corn, left field. 2 out. Mario Guerrero. Pitch from Zahn, a 35. That's a blank. And against Zahn, that's a little blooper, and it dunks in for a base hit. A 2-out Texas League single for Mario Guerrero. He's on at first with 2 outs. Next is Rob Piccolo. And Piccolo with a 44. That's a base hit. Line center field, played on a hop. And if 1 out, no, there's 2 outs. So he's going to make it to third on this. First and third, 2 outs, and here's Ricky Henderson. And here's the pitch to Ricky. That's a 31, and that may be his base hit against Zahn, and it is. Base hit single. 1-run scores. That's 3-1 now. And runner on third, F to third, 2 out. An A will go to third, and Piccolo is not slow, so he will definitely make it to third base. RBI single for Ricky Henderson. He drives in number 8. And it's first and third, still with 2 outs. Zahn is struggling here a little bit. And who is that going to be coming out to talk to the pitcher? Let's find out quickly here. Let's see if we can go through this. Is it G? I think Gene Mauch was the manager for the Twins in the first half of the season. It's first and third, and here's Dwayne Murphy. Here's a pitch. Oh, that's a 46. Now, that's a ballpark result. This is Oakland, so you know that you get some funky foul balls, a lot of foul balls, and this is going to be a foul ball to the third baseman. And that will stays in near the stands, and right there is Castino, puts it away. That retires the side. But the A's pick up 3 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, and they lead it by a score of 3-1. All right, we go top of the third inning. Ron Jackson, that's a 15. And that is, he's a righty, so that's chopped to short. Guerrero throws him out, 1 down. That's a 21, and that is a liner to the pitcher, and he comes up with it right back at Kingman, and Kingman gloves it. And here's Roy Smalley with 2 out. That's a 51. That's a KD check, and we don't get it. So we check the 51. It's a shortstop error. Let's see. I think he's like a 9 or something. It's a 12, so it won't be an error. Ball to Guerrero. Feels it. Throws him out. Bottom of the third. Guerrero, just so we can, is a 6. All right, here is Jim Essian. He lined out to the shortstop. That's a 32. It's a blank. And again, Zahn. That will be an out on the ground. He's a righty, so that's a ground is short. 1 down. Oh, that's the wrong one. And that is a 53. That's a range check. I'm going to throw a KD roll. And again, Zahn, nope, we don't get it. So now we're going to check. It's going to be a shortstop range play, and he gets there. Nice play by Smalley over to first. Low throw, scooped out by Jackson. But they get Newman. 2 down. And here's Mike Heath. Oh, that's a drive off of Heath's bat, and that will 1 hop. No, that's cut off quickly in center field by Sofield, and Mike Heath is kept at first base. Good defensive plays by the center fielder. That's a 36. It's a blank on Zahn. That's going to be a single. And Zahn had a 1.4 whip. And runner's going to make it to third base with 2 outs here. First and third. And here's Mickey Klutz. Klutz is flied out in his first at bat. Here goes. And that's a 46. That's a ballpark result. And this is a 1. And Mickey Klutz gets a hold of one, drives it deep to left center field, and back goes Landrieu to the track, looks up. It's out of here. 3-run shot. Mickey Klutz, and that is 6-1. The Athletics. Wow, 2-out rally here. And that's a 5, a 6, and a 7. Drives in 3. Mickey Klutz, a ballpark home run. So ballpark also, and we'll write that in, has an effect in this game. So you have a couple of splits. You have a ballpark. You have multiple range checks. Multiple error checks. Mario Guerrero. And I think he'll 1 more before he becomes a what's it called? Shell-shocked. 62, that's a blank, and that is going to be a fly ball center field, and that retires the side. 3 runs on 3 hits. Wow. So the bats have arrived for the Athletics. Here's Glenn Adams. Brian Kingman. Let's hope he can hold on. And that's going to be a ground ball comebacker. 1 away. Next is Sofield with a 65. That's a potential pitcher home run. It's going to be a 1-12, and that ball's out of here. And that's a deep drive to right field, and back goes Heath to the track, and that's out of here. Home run. Let's not here. Let's put that there. So home run with an RBI for Sofield. And that's a 6-2 ball game. Here's Butch Weiniger. Weiniger walked. And that's a 64. That's a blank. And that is he's a switch hitter batting lefty. So that's a chopper to first base. Here's Hoskin Powell. With a 41, that's usually a walk, and it will be a base on balls. The 2-out walk to Powell. Here's Rob Wilfong. Pitch from Kingman. It's a 6-2 ball game. Is a 34. That's a blank, and that's going to be a base hit. And runner advances if W arm. No, he's going to stop at second. It was hit right on the screws. It got to the outfielder quickly. So Hoskin Powell had to stop at second. And here's John Castino. Here's a pitch from Brian Kingman. That's a 56. And that is strike 3. And he gets out of the inning. 1 run, 2 hits, go to the bottom of the 4th. 6-2, Oakland. All right, Rob Pichula leading it off. Zahn's still in the ball game. He gives up 1 more hit. We're going to pull him. And it should be about there. And there it is. Base hit. And that's it for Zahn. He's going to get replaced by Marshall. I got a couple of guys I know, but we're going to bring in Mike Marshall to start. So Marshall is in. And this is the scorecard from Sim Research. Now, there's a lot of things I like about it. The font is bigger. I like the style of the font. I don't like that there's really no space to write in the pitcher information. It's really tiny and cramped. This is an area right here on the right that they got to kind of correct. I believe that's inefficient. All right, so here's the top of the order. Mike Marshall is in there now facing Ricky Henderson. Here's the pitch, and that's a 45. That's a blank. Now, we didn't roll to see what Marshall's going to be, and Marshall's going to be an A. So hopefully we can get some innings out of him. And what do we say? That was a 45, and that's a blank. And against Marshall, that's going to be he's a righty. That's a ground ball to short. Oh, wait a second. It's ground ball to short, but with a runner on first base. And if the shortstop has a strong arm, which Smalley may have a strong arm, and he does. He turns a 6-4-3 double play. Roy Smalley. Flashing the leather. What a play. All right, it's 54. That's going to be a wild with nobody on, and that's going to say ground ball. Pitcher knocks it down, picks it up, roll on the E rating. E rating for Marshall is a 0, so he makes a nice play. High throw, a nice stretch by Jackson, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, none left. We go to top of the 5th. Here's the pitch to Ron Jackson to lead off. It's a 35. And that is going to be a line out to the third baseman, L5. So it's ripped to short, to third, and right there is Klutz with the glove. It's a 33, and that's going to be ripped up the middle and a base hit into center field. 1 out single. Roy Smalley's up next. Here's Smalley with a 61. That's a blank, and that will be a strikeout. Smalley chases the ball out of the strike zone. And here's Glenn Adams. And that's a 53. That's going to be a range check. We're going to throw the KD roll before anything. And we don't get it. So it's going to be a center field range check. See what happens. He's got decent range, and it's a drive in the gap. And after it is Murphy, and he runs it down. So he robs Glenn Adams of at least a double. No runs, 1 hit. 1 left. Jim Essian, Jeff Newman, Mike Heath in the bottom of the 5th. And that, again, I ruled the wrong one. That's a 35. That's a blank. Mike Marshall, and that is going to be a fly ball right field, 1 away. Next is Jeff Newman with a 41. That's usually a walk, and it is, based on balls. Newman is on at first. Next is Mike Heath Mike Heath, a 52. That's a KD check. So 1-3, we don't get it. So it's going to be a range check on the right fielder. Right fielder Hoskin Powell is an 11. See what happens. And it's a catch in the gap. Great catch by Hoskin Powell. Runs it down. So there you go. You got range plays as well that show up, and Rob hits. Dave Revering. And that's a 36. That's a blank against Marshall. That is going to be a chopper to first. And Jackson's going to flip to Marshall covering. So it's a 3-1, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, one left. Go to the top of the 6th inning. Sofield, Weiniger, and Powell, 6-2. Athletics. That's a 46. That's a ballpark result. And that will be foul back, and it's caught by the third baseman, Heath, near the stands. He pulls it in. A lot of foul territory here in the stadium. Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. So there you got the ballpark effect. And it's Butch Weiniger with a 31. That's usually a base hit, and it will be. Line to left center field, cut off by the left fielder, Henderson. And here's Hoskin Powell, pitch from Kingman, a 55, and that's a base hit. Runner will hold at second base, first and second. And next is Rob Wilfong. Here's a pitch. That's a 32, and that's a blank. And that will be a fly ball right field. Runner on second will hold. And it's John Castino with 2 outs. Pitch from Kingman, 6-2 Athletics. Top of the 6th inning. That's a 53. That's another KD check. And we get it. Strike 3. And he strikes out Castino for the second time. So the KD check shows up for us on that roll of a 2. All right, no runs, 2 hits, 2 left, bottom of the 6th. Mickey Klutz leading it off against Mike Marshall. And that's a 21, and it will be a strikeout. Klutz swings and misses at a high fastball. Next is Guerrero, and that's a 45. And that will be a ground ball to short. Roy Smalley throws high, but nice stretch by Jackson. 2 out, and here's Piccolo with a 41. Usually a walk, and it is based on balls. Oh, no, it's an out on Piccolo's card, so he doesn't walk very much. And it will be a fly ball to right. And that's a can of corn for Hoskin Powell. We go to the top of the 7th. No runs, no hits. So Marshall has gone 8. He can go 11. And then, of course, if he doesn't give up any hits, he can go a little bit more. Ronnie Jackson is up to lead off. He's 0 for 3 today. And a 24. It's going to be a potential hit by pitch, a 1-5, and nope. So it's going to be a fly ball to right, 1 down. Here is Kenny Landrieu, who's 1 for 3 with a 41. That's usually a walk, and it is based on balls. Landrieu at first, and that's a 43. It's a blank. 43 is going to be an out. It's going to be a fly ball center field. On the run is Murphy, and he tracks it down. Here's Glenn Adams, who's 0 for 2 and a walk today. That's a 26, and against a right, it's a base hit up the middle. And runner will hold at second base, first and second, with 2 outs. And he's gone 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and Kingman can go 32, so he's still good. See what happens. And that is a 33. That's going to be against Sofield, who's a 247 batter. A 33 is going to be a fly ball in the gap, and Murphy after it, and he runs it down. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. 7th inning stretch. Let's get a sip of water. I hope everybody's doing well out there. Fall Classic Baseball, just kind of showing off that how fast and quickly it can play. 6-2 ball game. The Athletics are up a couple of actually a 2-run homer and a 3-run homer. A 2-run homer by Dave Revering and a 3-run homer by Mickey Klutz, a ballpark shot. All right, bottom of the 7th is going to be Ricky Henderson. He's a 300 hitter in 1980. And that's a 63. That's going to be a out. Grounded to the third baseman. Castino fires to first. Castino's known for his leather. He's been compared to some of the greats. Has a back issue, congenital back issue, injury that is going to basically force him to retire early. That's a 26 against a righty. That's a base hit for Murphy. So Murphy 1 for 4 now. Here's Essien. And that's a 65. That's a drive off the pitcher. And it's going to be no chance for a home run. That takes us, I believe, to nope. There's no chance for a home run here. All right, so it's a fly out center field. And here's Jeff Newman. That's a 22, and that's going to be a pop-up. It's going to be the catcher. Makes the catch, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, top of the 8th, 6-2, Athletics. It's going to be Butch Weiniger leading it off. So Brian Kingman is in his tired zone, so if he gives up a hit, we pull him. And that may be it right there. No, 43 is a out, and that is a fly ball to right, 1 down. Stayed up all night rolling dice and watching old baseball games. I watched the 2015 National League Championship Series, Mets and Cubs. I'm getting ready to play that. So I wanted to refresh and visualize the players. That's a 52. It's a KD check. And it's a strikeout. Wow. It's a third KD check. So Brian Kingman, it's his day today. And here's Rob Wilfong. He's 1 for 3. That's a 12, and that's going to be that's line and caught by the shortstop to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down, bottom of the 8th. Mike Heath leading it off. Marshall is still in there. That's a 45, and that is going to be a fly out to right. I also watched an old Steven Seagal movie called Above the Law. Wow, that brought back a lot of memories. I remember watching that with my brother when we were young men. And it's a potential strikeout. And no, it won't be. 23, and that is going to be just an out. It's going to be grounded to second. Easy play for Wilfong. And here's Mickey Klutz. And that is a 41. That will be a base on balls, and that'll do it for Marshall. So Marshall is out, but he went 1, 2, 3, 4. Marshall went 4 in 5 innings. Wow. Great pitching performance by Mike Marshall. All right, let's see here. And Gross, Mitchell Page. Let's get them over here and get a new pitcher for the. I know some of these guys. I know if I see them, I'll know who to bring in. John Verhoeven's coming in, just like that. So Verhoeven is in there, and let's see what he's going to be. Verhoeven, and it's going to be a B. All right, in the 2 outs, 1 on in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's Mario Guerrero. John Verhoeven, who had a 1.3 whip in 100 innings. Here's a pitch. And that is a drive, and it's 1 hop off the wall. Will Klutz score on this? If 2 outs, there's an assist. There are 2 outs, so it is going to be an assist, and this is to center field. Powell who's in center field? It is Sofield in center field, and he is an A2, so 1 and 2. He is out at the plate, and he is safe. And runner will make it to third. On the throw home, ball rolls away. Pitcher wasn't covering. And that is an RBI double for Mario Guerrero, drives in number 7. And he is at third. Here's Rob Piccolo. Piccolo's 2 for 3 today. That's a 35. That's a blank, and a B is a base hit. And an RBI for Piccolo, drives in number 8. And the top of the order. Henderson is 2 for 4 with an RBI. Pitch from Verhoeven, and that's a 23. That's going to be a fly ball, and that is chased down by the center fielder, Sofield. Excuse me. All right. So, top of the ninth inning, last licks. It is 1 run on 2 hits for the A's, and the A's lead it by a score of 7-2. And it's Brian Kingman still in there. And here's John Castino. See if Kingman can go complete game. If he gives up a hit, he's out. And that is going to be a ground ball, second base. Right there is Piccolo and throws out Castino, 1 away. Ron Jackson steps in the box with a 46. That's going to be a ballpark result. And that is that's trouble. That's going to be a 54 chart result. Tells us to go to the wildest. Bases empty, wildest, fly out to center field. Collision, roll a D6. Bunch of injuries. I don't play injuries because I play actual lineups. But I will roll just for the sake of it. See what happens. It's going to be a 3. It says 2 to 5. No one is hurt. So it's a collision between the left fielder, the center fielder, left fielder, in a collision. So fly out to left center, caught by center field, collision, roll a D6. 1, the left field is hurt. 2 to 5, no one is hurt. If 6, the ball is jarred loose for a double. So you even have an unusual play as well. So it's an F8 unusual play. A rare play, if you will. I like that better, rare play. But that looks like range play. So let's do rare. There we go. So you got it all in this game, and there's 2 outs. So I put it in the wrong place, by the way. Rare. I put in the top of the 8th instead of the top of the 9th. And here is Kenny Landrieu. Kenny Landrieu is 1 for 3 with a walk. Here's a pitch from Kingman. Kingman looks 1 out away from, that's a -3 pitcher potential home run. It's going to be a 9. And that ball is caught in center field at the warning track. And that is the ball game. No runs, no hits. Great defense by the Athletics. Wow. And the A's win it by a score of 7-2. Hits, let's look at those. Let's look at the time, 32:55 on this game. 32:55. We got 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits, 4 hits, 5 hits, 6 hits, 7. 7 hits for the Twins. Did they make any errors? No errors. And for the Athletics, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hits for the Athletics. The offensive machine was really, really wrecking. It was a wrecking crew here today. Offensive wrecking crew by the Athletics. The offensive machine was in overdrive. All right, so it's going to be, and that was 1 error on the Athletics. And we had plenty of error checks. So you get it all in this game. Final score is 7-2. Twins with 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. The Athletics with 7 runs, 13 hits, 1 error. And I believe the record now is going to be 1-2 for the Athletics. And we have 1 more game to play Sunday, April 13th. It's game 4. And we're going to input these stats, and I will be back at a future date. So I'm glad you enjoyed the game. This was a presentation of Fall Classic Baseball and also Sunday afternoon, right? Baseball. And this is Tony Porter from Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. thanks for watching this Sunday broadcast. This matchup between the Twins and the Athletics. The Athletics come out on top by a score of 7-2. The win in complete game goes to Brian Kingman, who is 8-20. He gets a win here. The loss is going to go to Jeff Zahn. And that's about it. So I will see you guys soon. Take care.